Hi, I'm John with NAPA Brakes. Today we're going to talk about the key elements regarding to the perfect brake job. Number one, why do we have to do the brake inspection? Does the customer have specific concerns that we need to address? If so, please identify them. Is it regarding noise, pedal feel, pulsation? Does it do it when it's hot, when it's cold, morning, afternoon? Anything you can provide as far as information regarding to the inspection is key. If you have the ability to have the customer with you while performing your road test, even better. If not, please do your best while doing the road test to reproduce the customer's concerns. When performing the perfect brake job inspection, either use a digital format or hard copy, but a standardized process is going to be key. That way you can ensure the quality of the inspection no matter who the technician would be. Always make sure you check off every wheel, the good and the bad. Take photos of every area of concern or that are correct. This is going to be the difference between a visual inspection and the perfect brake job inspection. Once the vehicle is in the shop, validate the tire pressure on all four wheels as required per the manufacturer's specifications. Remember, all four wheels. A brake job and brake inspection is done on all four wheels. Once that's done, take a look at the tire wear as well. That's going to have a huge impact on the way the car performs under the braking process. Then, let's open up the hood, take a look at the fluid. When looking at the oil levels, notice your minimum and your maximum and where the oil is currently on the vehicle. Validate it, see if it meets specifications with the appropriate tools. Or, even better, validate it with the manufacturer's recommended service interval. Once that's done, let's look for any leaks. Take a look at the steel lines, any rubber lines, look for any cracks, any dry periods, or any moisture zones along the braking system. Once in the air, let's take a look for any looseness in the suspension, wheel bearings, front end play. That's going to have a huge impact when applying the brakes. Everything's good? Let's take the wheels off. Once the wheels are off, you can better inspect your brake hoses. Look for any cracks or kinks on those lines. Let's take a look at the caliper. Is it moving freely? Are the guide pins seized up? Are those bushings cracked and dried up? What about the retaining clips? Are they still even there or have they rusted away? Any wear points? Any wear points on the caliper may require immediate replacement. Do not pry this way. Ensure the bleeder valve is free and easy to move. Once we've gone around the caliper, take a look at the rotors. Any discoloration on the inside or the outside? Any rust on the inside or the outside? This will display any additional or lack of heat. Look for any grooves in the rotor, any rust within the fins. These are telltale signs of what the braking system is actually doing. Once you've actually taken the caliper apart, you can take a look at the seal to make sure it's clean and moving correctly. Pull the seal back, check for any rust or any residue buildup. Finally, the pads. Wear patterns on the pads will tell you everything. Are they worn on an angle, front to back, top to bottom? Is the inside as thick as the outside, or vice versa? Are there any grooves? Any cracks in the friction material? That'll show you that it's been exposed to any excessive heat. Or is it just down to the metal? By the way, that noise just started. Now let's take a look at a drum brake system. Same inspection applies. Pull the drum off, look for any discoloration, any grooves, any cracks, any signs of excessive heat in that fashion. Then we'll take a look at the linings. Have they been exposed to excessive heat or anything else? Are they cracked? Are they worn evenly? Is there any rust on them? Any grooves? When looking at the wheel cylinder, look for any moisture around those end caps. That'll tell us that that cylinder is starting to fatigue. If ever you are replacing any of these components, please be sure to replace the spring kit with it. The spring kit is exposed to either heat or lack of use, which reduces its performance and efficiency. Also validate your emergency brake cables. Where applicable, make sure they're coming back into the appropriate position when they're being applied to not create any additional force on the shoes within the drum. Make sure you can see the cable moving within the casing. This system is also commonly found within the interior hat of a rear rotor on a disc brake system. Make sure you validate these while doing your inspection. With that all done, now it's time to choose your parts.
Hi, I'm Adam, your NAPA Undercar Sales Development Specialist. Today, I'm here to talk to you about all the brake components that we offer within our NAPA brake program. I'm going to begin with our friction program and start with Adaptive 1. Adaptive 1 is separated into 4 different segments: passenger car, Euro for your European specific applications with R90 certification, performance for your sport car applications, truck and SUV for normal vehicle use and for the occasional towing, designed with Kevlar pulps. Some unique features with Adaptive 1 are rubberized coated hardware where applicable, high-end Kevlar coated 3-layer shim. This Kevlar coating is there to help dissipate heat as well. Advanced clear coat technology, unique inner and outer pads which are labeled for ease of installation. Next, we have our NAPA Premium. Within our NAPA Premium products, it also includes a NAPA exclusive Silent Guard shim technology, which is a triple layer shim with fiber reinforced materials. We also have a mid-grade pad called NAPA QE. We also have a NAPA economical pad called NAPA Performer. We also have our NAPA Fleet offering, which is designed for severe duty applications and emergency vehicles. Moving on to another component is our NAPA calipers. We have our NAPA Brake new caliper program, which feature new castings and related components, as well as a zinc plating on the castings. Moving on to our NAPA Adaptive 1 rebuilt caliper program, which is a completely rebuilt caliper which features a black protective E-coating to prevent rust. In addition, this offering includes OE specific color-coded calipers. Moving on to our NAPA rotor program, here we feature NAPA Ultra Premium rotors, high carbon casting, increased metallurgy specifications, fully coated for OE specific applications. We also have a NAPA Premium fully coated rotor built to an OE spec. Last but not least, we have the NAPA brake wear gauge. This is not a stoplight, people. This is there to let the technician as well as a service writer know how much friction material is left on the consumer's car. Now that your customers made their product choice for their needs, let's move on to the perfect brake job.
When reassembling, validate the torque specs of all the bolts you'll be retightening. Validate the pedal height before performing your road test. Please ensure to perform the appropriate break-in process. When installing the pads, ensure they move freely. Make sure to clean the hub surface adequately. To help validate any pulsation, perform a dial indicator hub runout. When pushing the piston back into the housing, make sure it moves freely and easily. When measuring the friction material, use different locations on the pad to validate the thickness, much like tire wear. Lubrication requirements may vary according to vehicle application, products being used, application points, and climate. And now it's your turn to do the perfect brake job.
Let's recap the perfect brake job. First was the inspection process. Next was the part selection based on your customer's needs. The teardown, the cleanup, the reassembly of all the brake parts needed to complete that job, the road test, then a complete overview of the work performed on your customer's vehicle. That is the perfect brake job.